captioning. I'm trying to get in the habit of turning on the captions just in case. Okay, get it fixed, Mr. Bates. You've had 2 weeks. I ain't gonna say anything, but you know, you need to call the help desk. Maybe it's a setting. You might want to call the help desk, see if they can help you out, or call Geek Squad, or if you got tech support with your device. Because I have Geek Squad on my devices at home. It's worth it. All right, so let me go ahead and hit present. And y'all should be able to see my screen. Please let me know by a nod. I'd appreciate it. Anybody's okay, good. All right, so let's go and talk about MyLabs Math. So I'm going to go to Blackboard. And I'm going, oh, come on, really?
Priority 1 message coming in.
How many confirmations do you need? Lord, it's Tri-County Tech, they go from one extreme to the other. Either there's no security or there's too much security. This is the 3rd time I've had to type in a security code. 739 395. All right, there is our Blackboard. And I want you, if you've not registered for MyLabs, I want you to make sure that you are following along with me. Now, if you didn't read, okay, if you didn't read the handouts, somebody tell me what you have to have, especially if you're an Apple user. What search engine do you have to have in order to do MyLabs Math? Somebody tell me that read the handouts.
Chrome. Chrome.
Google Chrome, yes. You have to have Google Chrome. If you don't have Google Chrome or Firefox, you're going to get an error. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that right now. So, and in the previous class, students that had a Mac, she said all she had to do was Google Chrome and do an installation. Hold on a second, that's my boss. Hold on. Let me mute. Hello, trying to teach class. What's up? Sorry about that. That was my department head. And she tells us whenever she calls, it's important. So we had a class, my 8 o'clock class messed up, and I fixed it, and I sent her an email right before I met with y'all, and she was calling about that email, so I had to answer it. I'm sorry, I suck. All right, so here is the Blackboard, and you go to your class, which is, y'all are Math 110-09, correct? I think that's right, correct? Click on it. And there is your course. Go up here to My Labs Math. Click on it. Click on My Labs Plus. It's not supposed to be My Labs Math. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. And find your course, which you shouldn't have a lot of courses. There's your course right there. Now, you may be asked to read the policies and agree to this and agree to that. Go ahead and do that. And click on green. Green means go. So view course materials, click on that. And click on green for that. And then the yellow button, open. And if you see assignments and gradebook, you are registered. That took about 45 seconds. Some of y'all will blow up your house doing that. Okay? Some of you will have like 15 excuses. That's it. You're in. Let me see how many of y'all are in. Out of 23, we got 11. So that's pretty good. 11 people could get in. So that means that if you're doing something wrong, it's not Tri-County's fault and it's not My Labs Math's fault. It's your fault for not reading the handouts or not having Google or not having, Google Chrome or not having Firefox. Now, once you have, I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to get out of this. And I'm going to get out of this. And I'm going to get out of this. And I'm going to get out of this. Now, and I don't know why that thing's hanging around. Go away. I'm going to pull this up for you. And I'm going to send it to you. Y'all ready? I'm going to send it to you. Now, I want you to take a minute. Somebody to nod to me and tell me that you received that hyperlink. Should be in your chat bubble. Somebody nod. Okay. Take that link and I want you to put it on your desktop. I want you to save it. I want you to write it down. That is this website right here. Now, why do I want you to know about this website? Does anybody want to tell me why you need this website?
So when Tri-County's website is down for maintenance, we can still get in.
Exactly. Or it crashes. Blackboard does crash. I want somebody to raise their hand when they've had to turn in something and Blackboard was down. Anybody? Miss Abdulgani. Tell us about it. What were you trying to turn in?
I honestly don't remember even what class it's for. It's happened on more than one occasion, and you end up having to find your teacher's phone number, call them, email them assignments because Blackboard is down.
Yep.
Whether you missed the email or there wasn't an email.
Yep.
It just crashed.
Yep. That's it. You have to go through that. So I'm trying to show y'all what to do. So sign in, and it's going to ask you for your password and it automatically saves mine. And it tells you right here, make sure you have Chrome or Firefox. Internet Explorer doesn't work, and I've heard, and I know Edge doesn't work. So make sure, and I don't know how to, okay, why didn't it save my stuff? I don't want that. I want to sign in. There we go. It automatically saves mine, and there is your class right there. And that's it. Now let's talk about what happens after you get into MyLabs Math. I didn't check. Let's see how many we got in here. We've got 21. Oh, we got 21. Miss Reese, do you have a question?
Yes, sir.
Go
Do
ahead.
we have an account made through Tri-County, or do we have to make our own account?
Well, if you've had MyLabs Math before in a class, then you do not need to make an account. But if you have an old MyLabs Plus account, you have to create a new account.
When I try and make an account, it says I have to have like a course ID and a email for, which I have my.
I don't think you have to go through, you're not going through Blackboard when you do that. You got to go through Blackboard.
Okay.
Okay, because one of my students in the 120 in the previous class, they were trying to go through the website, and you have to register through Blackboard. I don't know why, but you just have to. So if you have to create a new account, you're going to have to do it through Blackboard and through that MyLabs Math. You're going to have to do it there.
Okay.
Try that, because you do not need a course ID. You should be able to do just like I did. Now, you may have to create a new account because you have an old MyLabs Plus account. Do you have an old MyLabs Plus account?
No, sir. I've never had it.
Okay, well, you should not have to create an account. What happens when you try to do what I just did?
In Blackboard, mine doesn't look the same. When I see the MyLab and Mastering, I hit View Course Continue, and then it says start studying with publisher's website for the different part there.
Well, that shouldn't happen. It should say, I'm gonna go through it again, because I want to see where it's going wrong. And anybody that had the problem she had and got through it, speak up. 110 and MyLabs Math, and that's supposed to be MyLabs Math, but it says MyLabs Plus. And do you see this right here, Miss Reese? Do you see that when you do it?
Yes, mine says View Course Continue materials with just one picture, and then when I hit it, it pops up and has that in the textbook.
Okay, well, you should hit Launch Publisher Website. Hit that.
Mine says Start Studying on Publisher's website.
Okay, and then it should say Open MyLabs Mastering.
Yes.
Hit that. And it should go to this.
Mine says error.
What error?
Let me see it. Okay,
I don't think you have Chrome.
I have Firefox.
Try Chrome. Try that. Let me ask you this. Are you on a Mac?
Yes.
Yep. Most of your problems are on Macs. I'm sorry. Just truth.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, Mr. Bates, explain. Well, you can't because you ain't got no dadgum microphone. Mr. Walters, do you have any input?
Yeah, I do.
It doesn't work for mine. I'm using a Surface, and it whenever I go on to that and I click Open MyLab and Mastering, it says to register.
I don't know why I said. And you're using, what are you using, a Mac or a?
Windows.
And you're using Google Chrome.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what's going on because, like I said, you might want to use another computer. Do you have another device that you could
Yes,
use?
Yes, sir.
Try that. Try
All right.
another device.
I will do that. Thank you.
Okay. And what is that, Mr. Bates? Was that EZ? Firefox EZ? Okay. Y'all have to go to the. Mr. Galen, do you have any input?
Yes, sir. I'm having the same issue, but it's saying Pearson is telling me to create an account or sign in with my own Pearson account. And it's not saying it's an error or anything, and I'm using the latest version of Chrome, and I'm also not on a MacBook either. I'm on a Lenovo ThinkPad.
Okay, the only thing I suggest, if it says create an account, go ahead and create an account and use your Tri-County Tech credentials and use your T number for a password to see what it does. Try
Yes,
that.
sir.
I'll also try that also because it is the same problem for me.
Did you try using your T number and your username?
For sign in or for creating an account?
Or creating?
No, I'm about to do that now and see if
Try
it works.
that. Did anybody else have to create an account and tell us what you did and tell us if it worked? And somebody follow Mr. Bates because Mr. Bates don't have a microphone. All right, so, okay. Miss Ward, could you tell everybody what you did, or Mr. Ward? I don't know, Hayden, I don't know if that's male or female. Let me look and see if I see your picture. I don't see your picture. Where's your video, Mr. Ward? Or Ward? Let's see how many people I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, we got 2 or 3 people that don't have their dadgum videos on. Mr. Ward or Ward. Hello, Ward, where are you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell us what you did and tell everybody what you did so they can maybe follow what you did.
So if you look at the handout that you sent out, it tells basically everything that you need to know to get into it, except yours said to log into an account where I just created an account, and it seems to have worked in my lab math. You just use your Tri-County email to create the account, and it automatically put me in my course.
Good.
I just tried
ahead.
to create one also, and I used the Tri-County information, and it put me in the course also. So it's working now.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Mr. Ward.
Thank you.
Okay. Which handout was that, Mr. Ward? Mr. Ward, which handout was that? There's 2 handouts. Which handout was it?
I don't know specifically which one. I used the handouts that you sent out on a email called Third Email Syllabus and All Handouts, and it was one of the handouts in that. I used that. It's probably the MyLabs Math handout.
Probably the MyLabs Math, yeah, because it goes into more detail. Okay, another example of read your handouts. Okay, everybody else, are we good? Most people, let's look and see. Let me see how many y'all got. I don't know which one. Okay, let me look. Instructor, course tools. Let's see how many we got now. Okay, we got 16 now. So we only have 5 short. Maybe that's 5 people that don't turn on their videos. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Now you should look at 3 buttons right here, assignments. Assignments are where you're going to find your homework as well as your test. That's where you're going to find your homework, your test, and your exam. Now right now, all the homework is open. I haven't started teaching yet. I would highly suggest that you do the orientation and work on intermediate algebra review before Friday. Why? I'm going to show you why. Hit the intermediate algebra review and hit a question. Now I want everybody to get out a sheet of paper and I want you to write down the following. We're going to talk about these 3 buttons down here. Now, let me tell you, everything I do is for a reason, just like sending those handouts out. I'm telling you to write this down, what I'm fixing to tell you, because you're going to need it. And let me find another. Come on. I'm trying to find one that's got a video. Hold on just a second. Let me go back. Let me go back to assignments 1.2. Let me see if I can find one there. Well, that's better. Okay. So help me solve this. Help me solve this. I want you to write out to the right of help me solve this. I want you to put guided tutorial. Guided tutorial. What is a guided tutorial? A guided tutorial is a way of tutoring somebody where you ask questions while you're explaining. That's it. Ask questions while explaining. Who uses a guided tutorial? The person that uses a guided tutorial is somebody that has never seen the material before. Write that down. Never seen the material before. Now, I don't know how many people have not had algebra in a while. I know there's probably 1 or 2 of y'all that hadn't had algebra in 1,000 years. That's usually what students say. I hadn't had algebra in 100 years. All right, then you might use this. Now remember, these buttons are nothing but things to help you while you're at home. View an example. Write that down. View an example means show me how to do it. No questions. View an example is for people that are reviewing and remember the material but just don't remember enough to understand it. In other words, a student that's had pre-calculus or algebra 2 and you need a little bit of review before you do the problem. That's view an example. And then you got video and graphic tutorial. Write that down. Video or graphic tutorial. Video or graphic tutorial is for the visual learner. It's a video or it's a PowerPoint type graphic tutorial that shows you how to do the problem. Textbook. That's for those reading learning styles, those people that like to read. I fall asleep when I read 1 page of a book, no matter how interested I am in it. Some of y'all can read War and Peace in 2 days. Okay? That's the difference between a reader and a non-reader. I can read, and I like to read books, but I fall asleep when I read 1 page. Somebody needs to tell me what, maybe I suffer from some kind of problem or something. But when I read a book, I fall asleep. Ask my instructor. That is the button I want you to really highlight. That button is used for me. Let's say you do help me solve this, you do view an example, you do video, graphic tutorial, you look in the book, and you still have no clue what they're doing. You click Ask My Instructor, you put, I have tried everything. Please help. And you'll send that to me. And then when we meet, the next time we meet, you will come to class, I will go to my handy dandy email and I will pull up that problem that you sent. Well, where'd it go? Hold on. Oh, man. It's not supposed to send it to junk email. I don't know why it's doing. I got to redo my figurations on my, there we go. And there is the question that you sent. I'm about ready to quit. Okay, maybe that's it. Is that it? No, that's not it. I don't know what happened to my question. Anyway, I will go over it in class. Oh, there we go. There it is. And I click on it. There's the message that I sent. And there is the question. I click on it. And I pull it up. Somebody tell me why this is so important. That means I want you to say something. Somebody tell me why you think this is so important.
So that we can ask questions on something that we don't understand. That way, if somebody else in the class needs help, they can also figure it out, because not everybody's going to ask the question.
Exactly. And fix your camera. All I see is a ceiling. Thank you. I can't stand to see ceilings. Thank you. All right. That is correct, Mr. Ward. That's pretty self-explanatory. And Ms. Yoakum, does this work? Yes or no?
Yes, it does.
It does work. Now, let's talk about how this should be used. I want everybody to pay attention here. Hey, Mr. Bates got his video working. Good job. What, does audio work?
Yeah,
What was it? What was the problem, Mr. Bates?
I didn't cut my mic on.
Well, I'm glad you figured it out. All right. This is the way it's supposed to go, and I want everybody to write this down if you have to. If I go over, let's say I start math Friday, and I go over, what's that review section? I go over that review section. Okay? Let me find it. Where is it? There we go. Let me go back. Let's say I go over, let's say I go over the review section. And I go over 4 or 5 problems, and I say, okay, I want everybody to go home tonight and work on the review section. And you should try to get all of it done, except for the ones you can't do, and then you send them to me. Friday, I will go over those homework questions. If I don't get homework questions, then what does that tell me?
That you don't need to go over them?
That I went over them and you understand them. And if I don't get any questions, that means I'm going to 1.2. So if this class is like a moving vehicle, what is Ask My Instructor? Is Ask My Instructor the brakes, or is Ask My Instructor the accelerator?
Kind of like the brakes more so.
Exactly. The squeaky door gets what? Shell's parents' fault. The squeaky door gets the grease. If you don't ask questions, don't whine and complain when we get to the test and you don't know how to do something in 1.2 or the review. Now, 80% of you will do what I just said. 80% of you will do the review section, except for the ones you can't do. You'll send me the questions. I go over them. We go to 1.2. You try the homework. You send me the questions. We go to 2.1 and so on. What's 10 or 20% of you going to do? Anybody want to guess?
Struggle in silence.
Struggle in silence, yeah. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna not do the homework for the intermediate algebra review. You're not gonna do the homework for 1.2. You're gonna not do the homework for 2.1. And you're gonna wait till I get to 2.6. And I'm gonna say, okay, we got a test coming up. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna start working on intermediate algebra review, 1.2, 2.1. And you're gonna send me questions, and what am I gonna do?
Ignore them because it's already past what you're teaching.
You got it right there on the nose. I'm not going to go over questions. Oh, well, before you run to my department head then say that I'm not going over your questions, if you procrastinate, which you did, and you send me 1.2 questions when I'm going over 2.6 and 2.5, then you have to find virtual office hours for me, and we have to go over them outside of class. That's it. So it would behoove you, and I know I'm talking to 80% of y'all, to stay up with what I do. How do you stay up with what I do? You watch the outline, you attend class, or you watch the videos if you can't attend class. That's it. When I get to 2.6, you should be on 2.6 homework, except for a few questions that you may need me to go over. And then when I pull up the test, you should be finishing up 2.6 homework. That's the way it's supposed to work. Ms. Johnson, you have a question?
Yes, sir. I was just wondering if when we do the get more help, does it count against us on the homework questions?
No, it does not. I don't know why teachers turn that option on, but in fact, I will check mine right quick, especially in the review. I have teachers that have y'all ever had a teacher that turned off the options that you can do them as many times as you want to? I don't understand that. To me, that's part of learning. Wait a minute. They have changed everything, and they don't tell you what they've changed. Settings for class. Yeah, see, you can do you can redo the question over and over and over. So let's say I go in and I do a review question, and I do that question number 2, and I say the answer is 307. And it says you're a loser. That's wrong. And you say, well, it's 308. And it says, no, why don't you listen? You're being stubborn. And then I go, no, it's 310. And then that's when it says you need to quit school. That's incorrect. Look at here. I'm going to say next question. And what does it give us in the assignment? It gives us a what? An X. What if I go back to that question and I hit similar question? And I do it correctly. What's 5x minus be a plus? That'd be 7x to the 5th. 7x, shift up to the 5th. 6x plus 6x is 12x. So that'd be plus 12x. And then negative 9. Okay, remember we had an X on this one, right? Now look what it turns into. So what should everybody turn in on the homework?
100.
Will they?
No.
Hell to the no. Because people are what? People suffer from LAD. They're lazy. So, Miss Johnson, does that help answer your question? She's probably working and can't hear me.
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, so that's how you do the homework. You choose, y'all up here, you choose how this works. 80% of you will follow what I said do. 20% of you are going to try to procrastinate. And I'm not going to have it. If you're going to procrastinate, then you have to go outside of class and find me to go over the questions. And you don't have to do that if you would just do the homework. Okay? Now, I want everybody to understand, I'm not saying do the homework and get every single one of them right. I'm saying try the homework and send me questions. And then when you send me questions, I go over them, you should be able to finish the homework. Okay? I hate to ask this, but why are people leaving me? Let's see, how many people we got? 20, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I got 3 people that are turned off their videos. Why are you turned off? Okay, you just won't get attendance. That's fine. All right. So anyway, anybody got a question on the homework? All right. So that's the homework. Let's see what a test looks like. Let's see if I can pull up a test right quick for you. No, I don't have time. Let me go over and hit grade book. Grade book? What do you think grade book's for? For you to see your grade. Okay? Somebody just wrote something. Hold on. I don't have a camera on my computer. You're joining a virtual class, but you don't have a camera on your computer. People, okay, I'm not fussing, but if you're going to join a virtual class, you should have a camera on your computer, or you should get one. Okay, I'm not picking on you, Mr. Byrne. You should go and get one at the Best Buy. You can get a webcam, an external webcam. Okay, please, or use your phone. Thank you. Yes, you can use your phone. All right, that's fine, but you need to get a camera for your computer because you can see better on your computer, unless your computer sucks. Okay? And yes, Mr. Bates, you are correct. You can use your video on your camera. Yes. Okay? All right, Mr. Byrne, that's great. And e-text. Here is e-text, and you pull up your section, your chapter and your section that you want to look at. And there it is. Okay, so you can go to, here's your table of contents, and go to 1.1 and 1.2, and there's 1.1. And you can print that out, page by page, print somewhere right there, and you can print it out page by page, put it in a notebook. Who has questions on MyLab's math? Anybody? Okay, Mr. Walters, speak.
Well, we have to use a lot of the textbook during this course, since if you're teaching it online and then we do the homework online, will we use a lot?
I pulled everything up online. I pulled the e-text up. When I use the book, I pull up the e-text. So technically, you could print out your book as you need it. There's no need to go out and buy a book unless you just want a physical book.
Right, I gotcha.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I need to shut her down because some of y'all are going to go into cardiac arrest and self-combust, and then some people are going to knock down the door here. So I'm gonna have to shut her down, and I'm gonna unpresent, and I'm going to stop recording.